You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 overpowered gods in anime by VinnyTube. Go ahead and like their video, sub to their channel, like my video, sub to my channel. You know, you gonna do it. You gonna do it. You know, there's about 30 some people who consistently watch my videos, and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, but the sub count don't match up to the 30 some. There's more people watching the videos, but like the consistent 30 some, I feel y'all in my heart. I feel y'all right here. Right there, right? And commenting too. Love y'all. We getting into it. Yep.
But today, let's step things up a bit now, shall we? Because today we're talking about no mere mortals here. In this video, we're counting down some of the most overpowered god characters in anime. Literal gods, mind you, not just overpowered guys who get tagged gods as a meme. Trust me, there are loads of them, and here are some of my favorites that I'd like to share with you. But before we move on, I'd like to thank today's sponsors,
Go ahead and get your bag,
Legends.
fam. Go ahead and get your bag.
Or pave the strategy.
Go ahead and get your bag. Yeah, he put... Yeah, that's an ad right there. There we go.
Starting off, we have everyone's favorite 5-penny god, Yato.
I was about to say what makes him an overpowered god, but then I see a glowing... something glowing that's coming from him, so
now,
yeah.
This is a rather tame opening. While I wouldn't personally consider Yato the definition of overpowered, I think that he's got more in the tank than that conceited and easygoing attitude might suggest. Yeah, he seems out of shape now in terms of being overpowered, but Yato himself has more than enough experience in the field of combat. Once a god of calamity, Yato has since retired from such a fearsome reputation. He may seem washed up now, and compared to his previous incarnation, he sure is.
How did he
However,
just
he's
retire
nowhere near weak.
from being
he's
a
far
god
from
of
it, in
calamity?
fact. He's also pretty cool for being a master swordsman, something that you don't immediately associate with a god character. He fights with his trusty sword and his signature move, Rend, that allows him to sever spiritual connections. A master at magic and physical combat, Yato I feel definitely belongs in this list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with the show. As long as the enemies don't all look like that, you know. We got some cool villains. This might be a good one. Yeah, okay. This is kind of a reach,
now,
though.
Shall we? And by bang, I mean one with the roaring clap of thunder as NL storms his way into the list. The ruler of Skypiea and the main antagonist of that arc, NL can fool a lot with his lanky build. It takes a lot to be the ruler of Skypiea, right? But I won't be surprised if he didn't stick out as a god, but boy, is he one overpowered being who deserves every bit of the god label. He certainly thinks so too, and his haughtiness knows no bounds. He then backs that up with immense physical strength and earth-shattering lightning powers thanks to his devil fruit. Overall, I think that NL is quite the overpowered god, alright. Luffy just had a good matchup, but he's a lot stronger than he may seem.
Yeah, like Eneru, English name, you know, Eneru, but Eneru, that man, he has god-like power, overpowered god. Yeah, like makes sense, but he does get hard countered by Luffy, and anybody who decides, you know what, he's made of rubber. He's not affected by this shit. Let me try to wear some rubber boots or some shit, you know, like I'm gonna wear a rubber fit. Of course, there's gonna be, you know, voltage issues. We're gonna lose some people in the study trying to defeat this man, but he's defeatable. So overpowered god, I don't think so. More like busted, disgustingly busted.
Coming up next is Jin Mori.
I still haven't watched it, so I can't even say anything about this one.
Is this a spoiler? I mean, I guess so, but I don't think random anime fans are still scrambling to watch God of High School these days, and I think that most existing fans already know some cool trivia about the show, such as Jin Mori's true identity. Then again, given what he showcased in the anime, I
he looks stronger than Eneru.
God just wouldn't make sense now, would it? Let's see. Besides his unique techniques, Jin has showed off physical abilities that are just beyond human. Just look at his strength, speed, and endurance. Those don't seem normal, and that's saying a lot considering how crazy the power scaling in God of High School can get. Watch him take those powers up to 11 when he finally transforms and shows us his true form.
Okay, I know I was being like over the top with the Enru thing because like but for real though, and there's no way that man taking on this. Like that's a whole power scale right there. Do you see him move? The wind alone is enough to knock that man Enru out. They didn't even have hockey. I'm off him. Look at that. Ain't no way that ain't no way. That's some metaphysical stuff. He don't even on that plane of existence. He don't even know what's going on. He's just confused. He's getting his ass beat. Like
Kaguya comes in as the next god on the list. Yes, I'm aware that I spent a lot of time on the recent list talking about Madara. Hey, with how overpowered he is, I think that Madara deserves to be auto-included in some of these.
I mean, that's
Today,
true because
we'll
he
talk
is
about
definitely
one
the god of
character who
Shinobi. Like
one-ups
it's
him
just
and
disgusting.
takes his place as the actual final villain of Naruto.
He's so strong.
To be fair,
It's
Kaguya
ridiculous.
does have the pedigree to be the final villain. After all, this godlike being is the originator of chakra on Earth. Oh, and like a certain god that we'll be talking about very soon, Kaguya is a mother of a powerful being. In this case, Hagoromo, the sage of the Six Paths. And she shows off her mettle in the final battle, giving Team 7 all they can handle before finally being defeated. She may not have as much screen time as Madara, but she's definitely on par with him in terms of combat strength. The anime also does a nice thing of adding more Kaguya backstory compared to the manga, so if you're interested in knowing more about her, go for
I was
the
about
anime
to say,
instead
like,
of
are
the
those
manga.
like why?
Tiamat has terrorized the world in the past, and she's come back to do so
In
once
Fate?
again. Fate Grand Order's
How they gonna
Babylonian
fight that?
Arc's ultimate villain is none other than Tiamat. For those who know their ancient mythology, we really mean the primordial goddess of the seas and the mother of all subsequent gods.
Someone
It's
gonna
that
take it down.
Tiamat who's
Oh,
been
you
teased
know.
ever since the start of the Babylonia arc, and she soon emerges to show us the destruction and horror that only an angry god can bring. Tanking noble phantasms.
Yeah,
left
they got
and
that.
right,
They got that
Tiamat just
round.
provides
You
the
gonna have to
perfect
give
challenges
up that
for our
cup
heroes
right
to
there,
spend
that grail.
episodes on end desperately buying time.
Look at that
Even
lava.
when Tiamat was weakened enough to be in a position to be beaten, they still barely pulled through in a win that can be called a fluke. And that's due to so much help from all sorts of allies. Tiamat does serve as the perfect final boss before the end of Fate Grand Order's epic story, the first part at least. We move on to the next god on the list now.
Okay, you can't. Okay, I mean, like, give your respect to Aizen, but you can't go from that demon towering 100 feet tall, walking in lava, to Aizen. I know Aizen is disgustingly strong in his universe, but like, what is he going to do against that? I don't know what he can do against that. I can't do shit against that. Aizen is tall as me. The fuck?
Aizen.
I don't have powers though, so also like I'm useless in that situation. But Aizen, like,
is a cool example
I don't know
because
what
we
he
get
can
to
do.
see his development from powerful Shinigami to godhood in the Bleach anime. I know there's a joke going around that Aizen's the real main character of Bleach and all, but with the focus given on him and his journey, is that really big of a joke? He's sure lived up to the billing. He's practically become invincible, and not even Ichigo's strongest moves can finish him off despite him taking L after L in that battle. He's so powerful that he can only be sealed. With the new Bleach anime looming on the horizon, will we get to see Aizen unleashed once more? Tune in to find out.
like that's wild. How you so strong they can't kill you? They just gotta seal you away.
With the list of villains and overpowered protagonists we've showcased so far, Madoka may seem to be a step down, but don't underestimate her by appearance alone. If
Nah,
you
she
thought
got that
Aizen
little
had a
girl
big
cute,
leap into
dangerous,
godhood,
like-
what more for Madoka, who went from a completely
And she got
ordinary
pink
helpless
hair?
girl to ascending to another plane and pretty much becoming a concept.
She was
In
destined for
contrast to
greatness.
Aizen, who felt like a main character despite not
Okay,
being one,
whoa.
Madoka was the
Whoa.
opposite. She's the titular girl who gets shown in all those
Why?
magical girl outfits in the opening, but the plot rarely revolved around her, it seems. Still, it was her transcendental wish that finally put an end to the unstoppable Walpurgis Night and saving the world, both the past and the future. Oh, and the original episode of her ascension to godhood aired right around the Catholic Holy Week, so while coincidental, it's still quite an amusing piece of trivia to have.
I'm trying to figure out the connection of why they were in a mystical, magical realm by themselves, butt ass naked. What does that have to do with her getting mystical powers? What the is that like a? Do they have to give her power clothes or something? Did her friend get power clothes? You know what? That's out my memory banks. It's gone forever. Gone forever.
Next, we go
we
back
moving
to high
on
school with Haruhi
I'm too
Suzumiya.
confused.
Once again, we go from godly overpowered to whimsical. Still, there's little denying the charisma of one of the most influential characters in the 2000s. The leader of the SOS Brigade gets placed this high on the list simply due to legacy. Or is it? I mean, Haruhi's a reality warper, and that's probably as broken and overpowered as gods can get, right? Among the gods here that mostly aim to wow us with their power and feats, Haruhi feels more down to earth in perspective, kinda like Madoka, except very, very eccentric and proactive with whatever craziness she has in her mind. Poor Kyon, right? Her adventures with the SOS Brigade have caught the hearts of more than
Kyon.
its fair share of anime fans back in the
Name is
day,
hilarious.
and some veterans still fondly look back to those old days.
Hey, he looked like, for y'all who know, he looked like that dude Robert from 90 or 60 Days In. From the first season, he looks just like him right now. On the floor crying, bro. On the floor crying. I don't know what's going on with him, but that man Robert was wild.
So I don't blame anyone for not knowing who Kami Tenchi is. For those who haven't watched it, I guess this also acts as a recommendation of sorts if you enjoy watching god characters in action. It's quite a hot debate before about Kami Tenchi being the most powerful character in anime. All of anime.
No, they be
so
doing
that
too
includes
much.
the likes of other
They be doing too
universes.
much.
That can be debated, and if those of you who've watched Tenchi Muyo agree or disagree with this, let me know in the comments below. Whatever the answer to that is, there's no question that Kami Tenchi is the pinnacle of power in the Tenchi Muyo universe. Lighthawk's wings creations, anyone? He also effortlessly stopped the incarnation of the world's forces to counteract the other gods by himself. Definitely a candidate for most broken character in all of anime.
So I got a prediction before we get to the last. Overpowered god. It's gotta be that JoJo's character with Requius that literally has time and space and everything under his control. That's overpowered as hell. He's gotta be number one. It's gotta be number one.
Finally, we finished
Okay, Zeno.
Take a look
Alright.
at Zeno from
You
Dragon
know,
Ball Super.
time, space, manipulation. This might have been before it. I don't know. But like I just want to say time, space goes over, electricity. I'm just going to, Eneru. I'm sorry, bro. Enel, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I just got to say it. This might be a cap entry though, cuz yeah, disgustingly overpowered, but
Is it really a surprise that we end with a Dragon Ball character? How could we talk about a list of my favorite gods without going through the entire
guess, that
roster
makes,
of overpowered beasts that the Dragon Ball universe has?
No,
Somewhere
2021.
featuring
2021.
guy. You're telling me that
I
this is
don't
the
know.
ruler of the multiverse? Appearances can be deceiving. As if that list hasn't already driven that point home yet. Yes, Zeno is indeed the strongest being in the universe. The strongest being in the universe of a series full of explosions and fireworks and world-shattering fights is a being who doesn't fight.
That's funny
However,
as hell, I'm
Zeno
not gonna lie.
possesses a far more
funny
devastating
as hell.
ability than the best fighting skills or the most destructive
I don't know what to
techniques
say.
known in the world, and that's the ability to just erase things out of existence.
This isn't a cap
Universes
entry,
have
he's
outright been
serious.
erased due to Zeno's abilities, and it's accurate to say that the
Hey, bro,
ability has the
it's
highest
whatever.
kill count in the series.
It's whatever, bro. It's whatever, It's whatever. It's whatever. Might as well finish it out. It's whatever. Yeah.
10 gods above
Yeah, he's
them
strong.
all. That more or less wraps up my showcase.
He's strong and all. He's strong. Like I was trying to look at the comments earlier. I was like, what's going on? Like, are we not talking about time and space? Well, it's not Watch Mojo because then they put the Abdullah burst on there. I don't know, but if y'all like the video, like the video, comment, sub, do that thing up. I'm gonna come with something different next video. Something different, something left field. I want to try it again, see how it worked. So hope you guys watch. I'm out. Peace.